And I am now recording.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Back to the adventures of Equestrian Brante.
Yeah, I suppose we can't really call him Sir Equestrian Brante yet, because he's not a Sir yet.
Well, I think we're on the path to nobility now, right?
Yeah, but we're not a Sir.
So last time we fucked up that dude with our words.
Oh yeah.
And he now hates us more and saved Thomas.
Now.
Yeah, and we didn't dance with the lady.
Shall I start?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Sir El Croix lesson. First of all, just straight out the gate, how are we going to pronounce that word?
I think his word is, isn't it? It's French, it's Croix, right?
Croix, okay, I like that pronunciation. Sir El Croix's lesson. Your studies at the Imperial College may have begun with a luxurious party, but soon you settle into a routine of lesson after lesson. Along with dozens of other future judges, you spend hours listening to lectures in spacious college halls with high ceilings, study imperial law and legislation, analyzing every technicality and interpretation. The subjects only get tougher, and the instructors grow even more demanding as your studies continue. I feel like they tried to cram as many long words into that paragraph as they possibly could.
I mean, we're a judge.
Imperial legislation analyzing technicality interpretation, that's one sentence.
Alright. Yet law is not the only thing you study. There are other disciplines as well, such as rhetoric and orthography. I almost said ornithology. That's the study of birds.
Yeah.
Such as rhetoric and orthology. A true judge must have a perfect command of both the spoken and written word.
Sorry.
What? What'd you say?
I said orthography, not orthology.
Oh, god damn it, I did it again. Orthography.
Yeah. I don't know what it means. Do you know what it means?
I don't, actually.
I'm assuming it's saying real. Well,
it probably is.
While I'm talking, actually look it up.
Okay. Here, so I'm gonna take a guess. I'm guessing like orthography is like you know, the ability to speak in a coherent manner.
Gotcha.
I don't know. Or maybe, yeah, I don't know. Anyway. Washing dark blue ink off your fingers becomes an indelible part of your daily routine. Are you still looking it up, or should I proceed?
I was gonna say you should look it up. That's why I meant to say. Actually, no, I should do it because just read.
Okay. Of all your classes, you find the fencing lessons particularly exciting. Every lesson covers your body with more cuts and bruises and makes your muscles ache from exertion. But your childhood dream is worth it.
Okay, so orthography means conventional spelling system for language.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that makes sense then.
In sentence, a spoken language which has as yet no sanctioned orthography. So it's like pronunciation?
Well, it sounds like it's about writing and spelling.
Written, yeah.
And rhetoric.
Grammar, yes.
So I guess that makes sense because he said rhetoric and orthography, and then it said spoken and written words. So that
Funny that he knows that word, but he can't do his fucking. Some of those sentences are misspelled and misshapen. Then finally, there comes a short break in your studies, a handful of days for rest and recreation. You meet Thomas to discuss how you are going to spend this time.
God damn it. You coming with me tonight? No excuses, Brante. We'll be paying a visit to our mentor, Baron El Croix. It's time you learned a thing or two about how we do things in the military.
Your friend looks very cunning and pleased with himself when he says this. With a sigh, you change out of your college uniform and into your best clothes and follow him. Thomas rushes you to a 2-story house somewhere in that noble neighborhood in the capital. Its windows are open and you can hear people talking over each other. This is perfect for us.
Oh man, look at this guy.
Oh, I can't wait to voice him.
Somebody hit him in the face with a tree. The house's sitting room is filled with young people, at least 24 men, almost all of them Academy cadets. In the middle of the sitting room is an armchair, and in this armchair is a gentleman wearing the uniform of an Imperial Legion officer and smoking a pipe. His thick hair falls over his large, observant eyes. Baron Alcroy welcomes the two of you with a slight nod and continues his speech while everyone listens respectfully. Oh, it is you.
As I was saying, young men, I firmly believe that the days when all the military glory of the Empire belonged to the Archean dynasties are long gone. Human nobles have been serving the Emperor for at least as well as the Archean nobles for a long time now. Still, the Archeans keep acting like their origins are more important than honor and service to the crown.
Oh god. Can I get to try. Oh my god. Take.
Alright, Joey's give you the bell on.
Yeah, how are you doing that voice?
It's like the creepy, I'm following you kind of voice.
I'm following you. Okay.
The creepy smiley person.
Okay. Take the Milanidis dynasty, for example. The Archdukes of Magra. Long ago, their leader Char Milanidis fomented a rebellion against the true rule of the Tempests and the Twins' fate. He sucked all life from his own land, doomed thousands of his own subjects, and yet the Milanidis dynasty still rules over Magra like nothing ever happened.
Nice 12 at the end. By the way, foment, you said foment in the middle, and I thought that was like a typo from their part.
Yeah, but no.
Actually, do you know what it means?
Foment? Yeah, foment means to like... You could also say like he sowed a rebellion, or he started a rebellion, or he incited a rebellion.
Instigate or stir up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've never heard that word before. Sorry.
I've heard it before, and almost every time I see it, I misread it as foment.
Yeah. Then suddenly, Cyril Croy flashes a cunning grin.
Oh, you were right. Go ahead, that was a short one.
Yep. I think this calls for a test of your strategic thinking, young man. But first, let me refresh your memory on the rebellion of Char Milanidis. May seem surprising, but we have him to thank for our current status. He was the first to ennoble humans, an act of unprecedented insolence. It gave the rebellious Duke immense support in his province. He risked his own reputation and title to make himself stronger thanks to humans, and in that, he succeeded.
Oh shit. No one... God, I can't do that voice. No one had ever dared challenge the rule of the Archeans and the Tempest before. But the rebellion of Magra created everything.
Changed.
I know. Humans became a part of the nobility. We got a taste for the power only the Archeans could wield before. And unless I'm mistaken, most nobles in the Empire these days are human. Why, we outnumber the members of the Archean dynasties dozens of times over. I can't do that voice, so I'm just going with something similar.
See, it's like whoever gets the character first just wins with that character from then on, because the other person...
There's only a few that we've been able to, like, both do.
Yeah. I think that's why it was a fucking blessing that Thomas was, like, a recurring character, because we can both do that voice.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing with our father and Stefan.
So, Char Milanidis had complete rule and control over the lands of Magra. He had the loyalty of his ennobled human subjects, and he had the loyalty of the mages and witches who fled to Anizot, the only place in the Empire where they could hide from the church. The Archduke of Magra had everything he needed to win, and yet two pivotal changes brought him down.
Okay. First of all, he cast a magic spell that incinerated the entire province. It certainly stopped the Imperial legions in their tracks, but the population of Magra would no longer side with Charmilinitis after that. Second, the clergy struck at the rebellious Duke with the power of the twins. His magic was gone, and his main advantage was no more. Many fled, but as you know, it still took the Empire an entire month of siege before the palace in Anazot was taken.
When Thomas said we were gonna do some military shit, I was not expecting a lecture from a dandy.
It's lore dump.
Yeah. After the rebellion of Magra, the Empire changed drastically, and most importantly, humans received their lawful right to be ennobled. And I would like to stress that, in particular, ennobled not by birth, but by virtue of their own knowledge and talent.
History, young men, is more than just a memory of the past. It is also a lesson for our future. I believe that part of our history proves my point. And now, a test. Tell me, if you were among the Imperial strategists during the rebellion, what would you have done? How would you have fought an enemy as powerful as Charmilinitis?
Nidus. You'll never get that one.
No, I won't. I stood it right for a while.
Yeah. With this, Sir Alcroy leans back in his armchair and takes a pull from his pipe while the cadets start discussing. Some take no time to say that they cannot believe Sir Alcroy thinks humans were first ennobled by serving a rebellious duke. Others say the prolonged palace siege might have been a mistake, and storming the palace would have been a better choice.
Soon ideas start flying. Some cause only laughter, while others lead to debate. They're discussing the past of Anazot, the place of your hometown. You cannot possibly stay silent right now. If you were in command of the Imperial Legion back then, what would you have done?
Based on what you know about the rebellion of Magra, you see three potential strategies. The first involves calling upon the twins' miracles to rob Milonidus of magic and render him powerless. The second entails putting your faith in the discipline and valor of the army for a frontal assault. The third means drawing out the siege while making the enemy's life as hard as possible through cunning. Which of these three strategies would you have chosen? Number 3.
Lay siege?
Wait, hang on, what's the second one? It's definitely not the first one.
Yeah, obviously not the first one. But this is
No, I'm relying on someone else. Lay siege.
the Imperial Legions. Well, you're commanding the legions, so this is essentially what we did to retake the school.
Okay, well, hang on. You have starved the city into submission and seized it by cunning. Okay, so do we want to be brute force or do we want to be cunning?
Yeah, exactly. Are we going for valor and a frontal assault, or are we going for, clever and cunning, or are we going for... We're not going for religious.
Are we going for the status of immortal with valor? Like, Jehovah Valor?
Invincible, yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's a good thing to strive for, but at the same time, I feel like we need a balanced character.
We're already pretty balanced, because look, we've got eloquence and scheming that are there. Valor's at 12. We're on the cusp of going up. Let's not metagame, but I personally am leaning on this one because this is already how Equestrian Brante is acting.
Okay. Not charging the pick first. Actually, yeah, no, that's absolutely right. Because back when, in the school when Thomas was being bullied, we didn't punch the guy. We disproved him.
Yeah, we shattered in his face, but then
Shattered his face.
Well, not okay, but listen. Let's go through the decisive things he's done. There's a reason I want to say this one, and that's because when he was a little kid, him and Thomas met because you punched Thomas in the face
That's true.
to defend your brother, and then you dove out in front of a carriage to save the girl, and then you tried to do a distraction so the girl could get away at the risk of your own life. And then, when the school was being blocked off, you led an assault of would-be students to get through, like, armed men, which is basically this. So we've done a couple things that have been reliant on, like, clever tactics, but I think this one overall fits his personality more.
To be fair, though, diving in the front of the carriage got us killed.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's necessarily the best idea. I'm saying it's the idea that's most equestrian-ish.
Okay. I think Equestrian's smart than that, especially seeing he's learning to become a judge.
Alright.
I don't know, should we do a roll?
Yeah.
Do a roll.
We, that's true. We haven't had one that's been this close in a while. So,
Okay, I've got the special dice cup.
nice. Even attack, odd, siege.
Okay, the number is 13.
Alright, siege it is. You decided it's time for you to answer, Sir Alcroy. The proper way to bring down the castle of Anazont would have been to go through a prolonged siege, you say. The lands of Magra could no longer feed the warriors of Char Melanatis at that stage of the rebellion. And when their supplies eventually ran out, they would have to open the gate from the inside.
Sir Alcroix looks at you, studying you attentively. Oh, fuck, hang on. One sec, I need to prepare for this.
Oh, God.
I agree with what you're saying, young Brante. In a sense, had the Imperial forces done that, they would have lost fewer men and kept the palace of Anazot intact.
Yet you are missing my other point here. Melanidas' army would have continued fighting, even emaciated by the siege, even with their numbers dwindling. True, some did flee, but those who stayed to defend the city and the castle, even after the Imperial forces broke in, remained loyal to their lord until the very end.
I can't even do it myself anymore, fuck. Long ago, only Archnians had the right to wield weapons and wage war, but now humans can prove their merit and earn the same right. Humans like ourselves. And the present empire has grown even stronger thanks to its new warriors and functionaries. These days, humans can judge and rule and create. The terrors wrought by the rebellious Duke are undeniable, yet his rebellion created new possibilities for all of us.
It's like the voice in my mind and the way I'm going for it's like a combination of Mr. Popo and Pegasus.
It's kind of that's a nice everything you've got there.
And this young man is the moral of the story. Char Melanidas was defeated, but not by the clergy and their prayers, and not even by the noble militias assembled by other archdukes. He was vanquished by the Imperial legions, a unified army with clear regulations and ranks and a clear chain of command, an army that is strong in discipline and loyalty to the Emperor.
So, were you right?
What?
I guess? I don't know.
No, so I think it was a trick question. No matter which one we answered, the real answer was the fact that because like all three of those, I think the only one that would have been wrong is the whole twins thing.
Yeah.
But the other two, technically, they involved the army. So basically, his argument is the army is what won them. This strong, disciplined force. Similar to the argument why the Romans were able to conquer so much and build their empire, because they had one of the best, most well-disciplined armies in the region. Anyway.
His eyes finally move away from you and back the rest of the young men in the hall. But nobody else dares to argue with the battle-hardened officer. The evening continues. Sir Elquois shares some of his war stories, each more astounding than the last. The rest of the night are out of the Baron's center of attention. So you join Thomas near the cadets, sipping wine and enjoying his tale.
Yeah, valor and scheming went up.
Hell yeah.
We are now a dangerous enemy. This one we're not quite there yet. Wait, dangerous enemy and dangerous one. Okay. You return to the college long after midnight. You often recall Baron Elcroix's story about the rebellion of Charmillenitis after that. The rebellious Duke lost the war, yet he brought about drastic changes for the humans and the Empire. Nice. Oh, doing that guy's voice actually hurt my jaw.
Okay. I would say you can. I'll do him, but then you don't even have Grandpa to do anymore.
Oh, poor Grandpa.
Letters from home. These are days when you receive letters from home. Father's writing is very reserved. He mostly discusses events, work in Margaret, and writes very little about family.
It makes me proud that I have managed to teach Stefan how to handle our affairs at home. Your older brother behaves impeccably at the society balls and receptions that we host. He's already made several crucial acquaintances.
You know what it was? Something like you saying society balls. But Gloria has a different opinion of Stefan. She thinks your older brother is taking more and more after grandfather.
Stefan is a lot like grandfather. It's in his manners, his posture, his voice. He even dresses just like him. He used to be aloof around me, and we barely talked in the past. But now he always blames me and tears me apart. I can't take it anymore. He walks all over me all the time and treats me like a housemaid.
Mother writes to you. You're gonna do all the spoken parts.
I guess.
A little bit between. Mother writes. From her letters, you learn that Nathan just barely managed to graduate from school.
It makes me sad to admit that Nathan has none of the talents you have. The other day he told me he won't even try to study in the capital. He says he won't be able to pass the exams. I find solace only in the nights Nathan and I spend together, reading the scriptures and our walks to the church by the silver tree. He accompanies me every time.
Okay, so he's being religious.
Yeah, seems that way.
Your sister and younger brother write about Mother too, and they say the same thing about her health. She now spends more time locked away in her chambers to brood. Gloria does her best to accompany Mother when she leaves home, and Nathan's letters mention her steps echoing the halls in the middle of the night.
There's one more thing Nathan mentions in his letters. Stefan and Gloria have been fighting very often these days. Oh, you get one.
And it's this one!
Stefan always tries to get
I'm never ready for that voice.
Composure.
Okay, whew.
Okay.
and always tries to get under Gloria's skin. And she answers him in kind. And Stefan calls her a lonely commoner to make her shut up.
You always tremble in excitement each time you see a new letter with a seal from your home province. Your fate is bound tightly to your families, no matter the distance between you. What? Why does he like us less?
What? He didn't even write to us! Maybe that's why.
Yeah, he just... Maybe that him not writing to us tells us how little he likes us. What?
Wait, they just said something about, like, Tori and Stefan fighting. Was it about us?
Well, maybe... Hold on, maybe it's just because, you know, we're far away from them. We're losing...
Oh, okay, yeah.
familiarity. Yeah.
Why, brother?
What have you done?
Oh, this is you.
No, I just did the high pitch.
Oh, okay. I thought I read the letter. Or the end of it.
You will become a judge one day, so you are sent to the prefecture of Eterna to be mentored by a more experienced colleague. Your mentor is a judge of considerable age, a noble of the mantle with a proud bearing about him. He never misses a chance to remind you that being mentored by such an experienced man of office is a great honor. Your mentor entrusts you with his minor cases, and, to his great joy, his night shift.
Okay. Oh, right, so he doesn't have to work at night.
Yeah.
Another night begins. The office is growing darker. You are still there, zealously filling out the paperwork for the day.
Zealous is a good word.
Mm.
A petty theft, a verbal assault against a noble of the sword by a commoner. A fine for the parents of children who covered an imperial institution with obscene drawings. Petty cases, all of them, but they are real cases a judge has to face. And so you sit there, carefully comparing complaints, statements, and witness testimonies.
The door of your office swings open. A gendarme drags in a provocatively dressed girl. Her golden hair is undone. Her makeup is a fiery red. Girls like her sell their bodies in houses of ill repute.
Oh, okay.
Hooker.
The next to enter the office is a stout priest, his face adorned by a nose of a remarkable shape and a huge wart on his cheek. You do your best to avoid staring at it.
The gendarme gives his report. The girl was arrested with a certain gentleman in the park by the Temple of the Twins. They were commuting acts. I think that's supposed to say committing. They were commuting acts of carnality, an affront to the faith. The huffing and puffing priest interrupts him and starts yelling. He saw her doing magic. He did. The gentleman was enthralled by the girl, and he was glowing like a lamppost.
You gesture for the priest to stay quiet and ask if the gendarme can prove this. The gendarme only shrugs. He didn't see anyone glowing. He arrested the girl for her sacrilegious conduct alone. The man in her company was a noble, so the gendarme couldn't bring himself to arrest him. He does, however, remember his name.
The priest is huffing and puffing even louder now. It was magic, he screams. You must refer this case to the Inquisition. This witch was loose on the streets of the Empire's illustrious capital, seducing good men with her vile charms.
The girl stays quiet all the while. Her eyes are emerald green, twinkling with gold as she looks at you. When she does speak, her voice is soft, like smooth velvet. Oh, new voice!
Nice.
My name is Alice, Your Honor. All I did was obey the noble gentleman's wish. He wanted my affection, right by the temple, and I dared not oppose him. I did not defy my lot, did I?
It's like velvet, Kaiser. Velvet!
I was going for it. I don't know what velvet sounds like.
The wench looks up and meets your gaze as she says these words. Ooh, wench. Her eyes reflect the candlelight in the dusk, sending sparks of gold dancing across the walls. The gendarme stands awkwardly by the door, sighing. The priest goes off on another rant. You tell him to be quiet. The day is not over yet. You must decide how to resolve this unusual case on your own.
The law says a judge must investigate all circumstances related to a case. You know the name of the nobleman who is seen with this girl in the throes of passion. The gendarme was afraid to question him, but you are a future nobleman yourself, a young judge. Surely you can find a way to resolve this matter with discretion and get information you need from the nobleman?
But perhaps this suspicious lady of evening, Aelis, is at the heart of the matter. You have no doubt she will reveal her true colors if you question her. If the priest was right about her using magic, the girl's fate is sealed.
Your Honor?
You look up from your desk and into her eyes. Look up into... Oh god. And into the eyes of the beautiful Elise. And you suddenly feel as though a divine light is shining upon you. This emotion flows like a river. It lifts you up. This is more than beauty, more than passion. This is much, much more. Will you resist this call, or will you heed it?
Interrogate!
Oh my god. So find the nobleman. You find it. This will take willpower. But
yeah, I'm down with finding the nobleman.
Yeah. Won't release her. But yeah, I think,
Like, we're not gonna... I mean, even if she is using magic, we're not gonna have her killed just for that, I think.
yeah.
If we avoid it. If she openly does it, then we're fucked and she has to die.
Yeah, exactly. The priest is annoying as fuck. So I think these two are... I think, honestly, any of these I could see being... This one just seems irresponsible.
Yeah, that seems like we're going to lose our job real quickly.
Yeah.
I'm really curious who the nobleman is, because it could be an enemy of ours.
Alright, let's do that. You tell the gendarme to take the girl to a holding cell. Her eyes are filled with chagrin and pity as the man takes her away.
Compose a polite and thorough letter to Sir Diego El Quatuar, a nobleman seen with the girl in question. You delicately hint that his reputation will be safe and promise full confidentiality.
When you come to the office the next morning, you see a nervous young nobleman waiting at the door. You must be Judge Brante, he says. You meet Sir El Quatuar with a dignified greeting and start questioning him on the case of Elise the harlot. Is it true that the two of them ended up in the Temple Park because this was Sir El Quatuar's wish?
He says he barely remembers last night. He was quite inebriated and determined to have a good time. He spotted Aelis by accident. She was standing under a lamppost by the temple. As for the Temple Park, he did not quite remember why they ended up there.
You take his statement in accordance with established procedure. Next question. Would Sir El Quatuar say his mind was clouded by the young woman?
The nobleman turns red. He asks quietly, "Haven't you seen the lass yourself, Sir Bronte? How could anyone ignore her?" Still, you ask, was there anything suspicious about her? Okay, so she's clearly using magic.
Yeah. He speaks slowly. Yes, it was as though she could see his every desire, and he was happy beyond measure in her embrace. It felt like the gods themselves were smiling at him, Sir El Quatuar. And yet perhaps it was merely the wine and her beauty and nothing else.
You thank the young nobleman for his honesty and promise to keep his statement a carefully guarded secret.
You sentence the harlot to 2 days in a pillory for defiling a place of worship with her depravity. You find no reason to refer Elise to the Inquisition, however.
Good.
Oh, there we go, diplomacy.
Right, case closed on Aelis's file and put it in the archives.
Yeah, that's not bad, you know?
Yeah, that's a good ending. Well, I see. It's probably not over.
Oh. Apparently she would have gotten burnt at the stake?
Jesus, yeah.
You save the enigmatic singer known as the Golden Voice from an untimely death.
What?
So
No?
What?
Who the fuck? We haven't heard anything about that.
Well, that's what just happened.
Yeah, but we didn't know she was a singer. We certainly didn't know she was called the Golden Voice.
I imagine if we had interrogated her, we might have found that out. Or maybe she comes back later.
I think it's something that they wrote later, and then they were like, they put it in too early.
Yeah. Oh, we're 19 now.
Almost an adult.
I do want to... Two major events take place while you are busy living your life. Firstly, Cornelius Tempest is no longer the great chancellor of the Empire. He has been ousted and sent back to his province. His replacement is the Archduke of Monia, Agrius Monroe. The same Monroe who sought to shut down the college. The most powerful lord in the realm finally convinced the Emperor that his brother Cornelius was giving too much freedom to the lowborn. Uh-oh.
Now the policies of the Empire will be reversed. Many fear that the Great Chancellor will destroy the Imperial Code because of other achievements of the Cornelius. There are cautious rumors.
Hold on, I can barely hear you.
What do you mean, careful?
Oh, you're kind of like garbly, and it sounds...
Really?
Talk now?
Hang on, let me restart.
Oh, now you sound fine.
Okay. Now the policies of the Empire will be reversed. Many fear that the new Great Chancellor will destroy the Imperial Code of Laws and other achievements of Cornelius. Cautious rumors.
Oh, you're gone again.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna restart this. I'll be right back.
Okay.
How am I sounding?
Oh, you sound perfectly normal now.
Okay, where should I go from?
You can start at the beginning.
Okay. Now the policies of the Empire will be reversed. Many fear that the new Great Chancellor
Oh, fuck. Sorry.
will destroy the Imperial Code of Laws and other achievements of Cornelius. There are cautious rumors among the people. They say the new Great Chancellor is going to revoke the right of the common lot to be ennobled by the mantle.
Secondly, Magra, your homeland, now has a new overseer, Gaius Tempest, the other brother of Emperor Uther II. Usually the overseer of a province is its archduke. After all, it makes sense for the province's most powerful noble to impart the emperor's will to the locals. Yet now this age-old tradition has been broken, and to no one's surprise, Archduke Tarquinius Melanidas is absolutely furious.
Gaius Tempest used to be the main supporter of his brother, former Great Chancellor Cornelia Tempest. The nobles at the Emperor's court say this is a stratagem by the Archean gentry who want Gaius removed from court affairs along with Cornelius. Either way, Gaius Tempest and Tarquinius Melanidas will be at each other's throats over the province. This does not bode well for the future.
Dun, dun, dun. Only one thing is clear. Magra, your home province, is about to face great changes.
Okay, cool.
We actually... That's weird.
Wait, what? That way?
I don't know. Oh, this is our home province. So because he went home and he liked the commoners, he's now enforcing the policies that used to go across the whole empire are now just happening in our home province.
Okay.
So we actually moved...
do you reckon when the war comes about, it's going to be between Magra and the capital?
Like another rebellion.
Yeah, between the two major cities.
That could be, yeah.
To be honest, I don't know why the capital is so far from most
Yeah, hold on. Where's the map? Because we're up here in Eterna.
Yeah, that's the capital.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of open land around here. It's near Pragos and Siltrum.
And then Anazor, which is where we're from, just like fucking filled.
It's all the way down here. Interesting. So now if we go over to here... Yeah, it's switched. It's now Gaius Tempest.
Yeah, new overseer. Also, the guys at the bottom have gone back from being soldiers to commoners.
Oh, look at that. You're right.
And at the back, they have tents and shit. They just switched sides.
And I think it's because we went up to peace from
Yeah,
discontent.
I think so. Yeah.
The capital is preparing for a great celebration. The coming age of Jarian Tempest, heir to the throne. The streets are being cleaned. The lowborn merchants are gone from the squares. The flags and flower garlands have appeared on the buildings. By the Emperor's decree, everyone will celebrate for the next 3 days.
Heck yeah. A turner is abuzz. A festive procession starts on the streets. Students from the college and cadets from the military academy will be there to show their gratitude to the Emperor, his family, for entrusting them with the power they wield. Ribbons and flags flutter in the wind, the streets are scrubbed clean, and the scent of flowers fills the air.
You march side by side with Thomas, carrying the banner of your province. Your friend's brown hair is unusually well combed today. He waves to every girl you see on the streets as you pass. They giggle shyly, and some of them wave back.
Did you see that, pal? Look at that beauty. She just smiled at me. Now this is what I call living. I just love parades.
The Tempest royal family observes the slowly approaching parade from the balcony of the Imperial Palace. They are joined by the Empire's highest dignitaries and provincial overseers. You see Emperor Uther II with your own eyes, there high above, yet so close. It's a big castle thing.
The columns come to a halt at the balcony and salute the Emperor with the mottos of the college and the academy. You join the other college students in crying, "Learning is strength! Learning is will!"
The Emperor raises his hands in a gesture of benevolent greeting. His voice echoes across the square. Oh, man.
Oh my god, I get to make the Emperor's voice?
You get it, so it's yeah, go for it.
Okay. God, hang on, I need to think.
Do it, Anakin!
I accept your gratitude, my loyal subjects. Take pride as you wield your knowledge and valor in service of the Empire. All who are worthy will be ennobled by the mantle, by my grace.
The future nobles around you cheer the Emperor's words, but their jubilation gives many... Sorry, what?
The picture is the guy that stops skiing through school, sorry.
Oh, yeah. But their jubilation gives way to murmurs of discontent when
Wait,
Archduke...
was that him?
What?
Was that him?
Was it?
On the throne?
No, that was the Emperor.
Okay, sorry.
It said it was Archduke Tempest. Or Uther, or whatever. Uther Tempest. This guy's someone completely different. This is Archduke Monroe. But their jubilation gives way to murmurs of discontent when Archduke Monroe, the great chancellor of the Empire, steps onto the balcony. Everyone here remembers all too well how the Archduke attempted to shut down the college by force. Still, the Archduke is the de facto leader of the Archnean gentry. He is a force to be reckoned with, even for the Emperor, and so he is the great chancellor now.
What was his voice?
It was something like,
Hail your emperor, common folk.
Something like that.
Hail your Emperor, common folk. Be forever obedient and grateful for the good graces you do not deserve by birth. Was that good?
Yeah, that was pretty good. The Archduke does not even bother to hide his contempt for the gathering below. Booed by the crowd, he rejoins the dignitaries in the back row. You notice one of them, a slender, elegant figure under the emerald banner with a black snake. She is Octavia Milanitis, daughter to the Archduke of Magra.
Now that's new. You noticed Octavia too, eh? Our Archduke Milanitis sent his daughter in his stead. That's a sign of disrespect for the Emperor, if ever I've seen one. Is he so enraged because he's no longer the overseer of Magra? I mean, you can imagine his surprise. That's never happened before.
But then everyone grows silent. A young, slender Archnean with a shy smile comes forth. There are whispers in the crowd. That's Prince Geryon, heir to the throne, ward of Cornelius, promise and hope of the common estate. To the left of Geryon is his younger brother Flavius. He is baffled at the sight of the parade below, too young to process what he is seeing. Oh god,
It looks pretty thick there.
yeah. May the... No, that's too old.
May the twins be kind to you, my future subjects. I promise to repay you in kind and help you prosper in your loyal service to the Emperor.
Do you really think a man with calves like that has that higher pitch?
I have no idea. I couldn't think of a voice for this guy. I could go with... He honestly looks like a dwarf.
I was gonna say he looks like a dock worker.
What, like, oh, hold on. Oh god, give me like a...
Be kind to you,
What?
my future subjects. I promise to repay you in kind. That
Oh,
kind of thing. is what I was
Like a
thinking.
Fenian Irish voice. May the twins be kind to you, my future subjects. I promise to repay you in kind and help you prosper in your loyal service to the Empire. Yeah, I'll go with that one.
Okay, cool. My voices always seem to go Irish or Scottish.
Yeah, does seem to go that. I mean, I tend to go with a country accent, so, yeah.
Yeah. Exalted by these words, the future nobles roar as one. All hail Prince Geryon! Another figure steps into view next to the heir. He is an Arctian, elegantly dressed, and his mantle bears the Tempest colors. He raises his arms, about to make a speech. We're gonna have a lot of voices to remember.
God, yeah, we are. Hey,
Hey,
look!
look!
No,
Oh, no, that's you. That's
Yeah.
you. Sorry.
hey, look! That's Gaius Tempest, the Emperor's brother, the new overseer of Magra, by the by. It seems the Archnean elders want him as far from the throne as possible, just like his other brother Cornelius. Those two have been promised too many freedoms to commoners, like you and me. Oh, here we go.
Long live Prince Geryon. Students of the college, cadets of the academy. Time and again you have proven yourselves to the Empire by word and deed. Today is a day of great celebration, and in honor of Prince Geryon, you must ask the Emperor to guarantee forever the right of distinguished common folk to be ennobled by the metal. So, ask now.
He sounds like Obama.
It's what I was going for, yes!
Oh my god. The cadets and students freeze in hesitation. They exchange glances, unsure whether to follow the words of the Emperor's own brother. On the balcony high above, Prince Geryon also remains still, awaiting a reaction from the crowd. Archduke Monroe briskly steps into view once more. He takes several seconds to observe the crowd before he speaks.
Imperials.
That's me.
Oh, it is you.
You just-
You're right. Sorry.
Imperial subject. What the Emperor's brother wishes to say is that you must always remember that you owe your status to the Tempest dynasty. The Emperor accepts your gratitude and sends you off with his blessing. You may leave now.
But the columns stay where they are.
That's not what Gaius Tempest said. Let the Emperor hear us. The law! We must ask for the law.
Commotion and murmurs spread over the crowd as some of the future nobles refuse to follow the Archduke's orders. There are shouts heard here and there. The law! We asked for the law! The academy officers and teachers of the college urge them to fall in line and resume the parade. The tension is rising. The crowd slowly grows enraged and unruly. You have to decide where you stand here.
So our diplomacy's too low. But that way too low.
Yeah.
Valor is... Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. And this is just be a pussy. Well, not really.
I think that's get your stamina back kind of thing.
Yeah, this is
But-
like a wait and see kind of thing.
Demand your rights, it's again, it is metagaming, but like such a high valor that we have to go for it.
Well, I honestly, metagaming aside, I do think this is a logical choice because
Demanding rights, absolutely.
Equestrian Brante has consistently been a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of a hothead. Like, yeah, he's the man of the people, so the demand your rights thing makes sense. But also, like, he does tend to act fearlessly.
Mhm.
All right.
And then Nathan runs onto the stage.
You cry out in support of Gaius Tempest's call for the law. You have the right to be heard, and you have the right to ask. Your voice grows stronger, soon others join you. The chant grows louder with every second. The law, the law!
I am the law! Inspired by the support of your fellow students and cadets, you move through the square and urge others to join you. Thomas walks by your side, waving his arms wildly, inciting others to shout along with you.
The law! The law! You, Thomas, and other vocal students and cadets gather in the very center of the square. The academy officers are trying to shout you into submission and order you back into the procession, but they are barely heard above your chant. Still some submit and form back into the columns, but the impassioned chant continues, and you are at the very heart of the chanting crowd.
An Imperial Guard cavalry regiment emerges from the palace. They start slowly advancing on the crowd, hands on their swords, pushing people out of the square. You have to stand your ground, so you start giving orders to defend the cobblestones beneath your feet with your fellow future nobles. You assemble into a double chain formation around the center of the square. It is strong enough to prevent the Imperial Guard from reaching the very center. I make a joke about the fucking Judge Dredd thing, but actually, we are literally training to be a judge, and we are also going around beating the crap out of criminals.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Yeah.
The commoners go running left and right away from the horses, but the cavalry stops when it reaches your double chain. They cannot break through unless they are ordered to attack, and so they halt and wait for orders. The horses paw at the cobblestones, with the cavalry swords are drawn, ready to come crashing down upon your heads. It's a standoff between the armor-clad cavalry and the unarmed students and cadets.
Emperor Uther II appears on the balcony again, joined by his brother Gaius Tempest and heir to the throne, Jurian Tempest. With a gesture, the Emperor calls for attention. The square falls silent at the sight of the sovereign.
See, what was the voice he used from it? It was like...
It's like, my subjects.
Okay.
My subjects, I have heard your request. There is no need to repeat it again and again. The great Imperial Council shall review my brother's proposal. Now follow your lot and obey my will. Continue the parade and sing the praises to the ever-merciful Prince Jerian.
These words from the Emperor are enough to quell the commotion in the square. Standoff ends, and the cavalry withdraws.
Well, would you look at that, old friend? We did it. We stood up for the noble right and we won. That's the Emperor's word. That's what our courage can do.
Voices from the crowd are quick to disprove Thomas. The Emperor never gave his word, he only promised to review the proposal. People begin to argue around you again. This time, however, no one wishes to disobey the orders from on high, and so the students line up into columns once again. The bout of defiance is in the past now, and everyone resumes the festive parade through the city streets. Oh,
Nice.
we
Oh
are
my
really
god.
getting up there.
The valor's going up.
Glory
6
to
more.
Emperor Uther. Glory to Prince Jerian. Yeah.
6 more points and we're invincible.
Oh my god.
The way of the sword. Your studies at the college come easily to you. Only now do you realize the importance of all the lessons you had to endure as a child, at father's expense. Month after month, you study the judge's trade down to the smallest details, growing more confident in your new calling with every lecture.
But there is more to your education than the judge's trade and imperial law. You also learn manners and courtly etiquette, and poetry and composition, and even fencing. On some days you go with Thomas to a deserted patch of land to practice with the sword.
Wait, are we noble now?
I don't think we are yet. I
We
think
got
this is...
sword.
Well, I don't know if it's a real one. I think that's like this chapter, because we're in our last year of youth. I think we become a noble at the end of this one.
Then finally, the day of your judge's exam comes. You send your test results to father, and he replies with an appointment to a judge's office at the prefecture of Margra. Now you have a new life and a new profession back home. You will return to your hometown as a judge. Oh fuck, they skipped over that pretty quick.
Yeah, right? It's early morning at the Great Temple of the Twins. Your heart skips a beat as you step inside the temple. It feels like that day from your childhood again. The priest is standing at the altar, and the temple is divided into 2 halves. But you are no longer a frightened little child anymore. You are now a grown man who is about to become a noble.
Oh shit, we're gonna have to watch people trudging by on the right side.
I think so. The floor on the common side is there to cause pain. You feel the jagged edges, even through the soles of your boots. This pain makes your final few seconds as a commoner. Sorry, marks.
The priest stands before you. You kneel again. But now there is warm, smooth marble. Warm marble?
I don't know, maybe it's like a skyline, and the sun has warmed it up or something.
Or maybe they've got like underfloor heating. Like they did in the Roman baths.
It's true, yeah, it's possible.
But now there is warm, smooth marble under your knees. You hear the words spoken above your head. From this day forth, your lot is strength and will. From this day forth, you will rule and fight and pursue the arts.
Now rise, noble. You place your lips on the smooth steel of the sword, and when you rise again, you realize that the trembling you felt ever since your first sacrament is now completely gone.
You arise a new man, your every motion now uncannily accurate, your thoughts surprisingly fresh, your muscles ready to face the fight. This day feels worthy of a poem, and now you can compose one if you wish. Fuck that.
You touch your back. The mark of the lash from your previous sacrament is gone completely, erased forever.
You hurry from the sacrament back to your room at the college. Your father's gift awaits you there, a sword. Your very own sword. Now to celebrate. All college students are invited to the college tournament. Then a party. The sword feels wonderful in your hand, a promise of future victories.
The tournament begins. The sands are loud with anticipation. Sorry, stands. God. Never in your entire life you have seen... I think that's backwards. Never in your entire life have you seen so many beautiful noble ladies in one place. But there is only one who attracts everybody's attention. The raven-haired, black-eyed Octavian Milanitis, the daughter of the Archduke of Magra, has graced the tournament with a visit. She is wearing a dress of emerald green, her austere hairdo immaculate. She is surrounded by her ladies-in-waiting, all beauties in their own right.
When a noble enters the tournament, he must announce the name of the lady whose honor he is fighting for. Oh shit.
Ah, interesting.
Many shout the names of their loved ones in the stalls. You know that many would fight for Octavian Milanitis, but the onus of responsibility is too great. You take a few jabs with the sword, warming up for the fight. Soon it is your turn. All eyes are on you now. The young lady Octavia hides her face behind the hand fan. yet her eyes watch you with curiosity. We are not fighting for Octavia.
Well, I think we should.
Why?
Hold on. Address Octavia. So this one would be if she didn't remember. She remembers us because of the whole thing, and I'm almost positive she's the one that tried to dance with us at the ball with the face masks.
Oh, no. There was like a single thing covering her face. And besides, she was a horrible person, and she still is.
But what has she really done? Okay, think about it this way. Like, we're about to become a judge in our home province. She's the daughter of the Archduke of our home province. So it makes sense to get in her good graces.
But we'll also, like, piss off everybody who's not a noble. And quite a few of the nobles, to be honest.
But it's only nobles here. And fuck the other nobles. I mean, we're gonna have to choose a noble regardless. So we're either choosing a faceless nobody from the court, or her.
Has she single-handedly wronged anyone else in the story yet?
No. Literally the only thing that happened, the only interactions. So she has.
It's off the.
What?
What's the hover over the requirement for the bottom one?
Oh, we would have. Our father.
kidding me?
Yeah, we didn't have a fencing lesson with him as a kid.
That's so bullshit.
That
That's just because we weren't noble back then. Oh, fuck.
That would have been a good one, yeah.
Alright, fuck it. Fine, Octavia. Might as well.
So, and just thinking, because, like, she's the only Arcanian noble who hasn't been a complete fucking douche. Because
But we are not getting a relationship with her.
fair.
Okay.
You approach the stalls and shout clearly and loudly. You will fight for the honor of the young Duchess Octavia Melanides. Slowly she rises from her seat. The stalls grow quiet. If you suffer defeat after such insolent words, you may face the ire of one of the ancient Arcanian dynasties.
Sir Equestrian Brante. How do I know this name? Ah, yes. You have already dared to draw my attention once. In memory of our amusing encounter, I will grant you the honor of fighting in my name. Do not disgrace it.
Okay.
I don't know if that was good, Mike.
Yeah. The stalls explode with applause, celebrating your courage. The first fight begins. The rules are the same as for any noble duel. Whoever draws first blood wins. Your first opponent does not put up much of a fight. A few minutes later, he misses a jab to the thigh.
Your shirt is soaked with sweat. The hilt of your sword feels slippery in your wet fingers. From behind her admiral fan, Octavia watches you closely from her seat.
You prevail in 3 fights in a row and prepare to face a new opponent. You know him well. He was mentored at the prefecture of Eterna after you. He is an unusually quick and nimble fighter. He catches you with a feint and then follows up with a light jab to the side. Fair enough. 3 victories. Not bad.
You salute Octavia Melanides with your sword, and she gracefully accepts your gesture. Wait, did we win?
No, we didn't win, but we won 3 fights in a row, which
Oh, okay.
apparently is
That's
good. Yeah.
You have proven yourself well, Sir Brante. Who knew you would become a noble and we would meet again here in the capital of the Empire? I must say, I am amazed.
The eyes of the young Archduchess follow you, even as you leave the arena. You will remember this day for the rest of your life, the day when you became a noble.
Yeah, now she's intrigued. Oh, we got some diplomacy. Look, we're now promising.
That's it? Okay.
What?
I was trying to work out what diplomatic about that. I'd say it was more of a noble thing, but whatever. You've earned the judge's mantle and the noble title. It's like a really longhand version of the game of life.
I mean,
Just
it really
about
is. All right. I still have to make myself dinner. So after this bit, when we start the next chapter, yeah. Just before you leave the capital, you overhear something unusual on the streets. Junius Diamant, patriarch of Astynia, and one of the leaders of the new faith, will stand trial before the church, before a church tribunal. The other of the Inquisition has accused. Oh my God! Wow. The Order of the Inquisition has accused Patriarch Junius of patronizing blasphemous witches and disseminating heresy.
You did a lot better with disseminating, but you can get order.
Yeah, I don't know. I fuck up simple words. Like I mix up letters.
Yeah. The Holy Tribunal claims that Junius Diamant was scheming to free all witches and sorcerers from the college, better their accursed powers. Okay, so he's the one that set that free.
That's true.
I try to remember who Junius Diamant is, though.
Yeah. Well, he's apparently a patriarch. They just said that.
And what's worse, the Patriarch was also accused of forming the Lotless, a dangerous secret society based in the Imperial capital. This does not bode well.
Oh God, yeah, it's her, Sophia, or whatever her name was.
Members of this society have been assaulting inquisitors and priests of the church, as well as freeing witches from the cleansing fire, and helping them escape the Holy Troll.
Now the Patriarch must face the Holy Tribunal of the Inquisition in Eterna. By all accounts, this is a devastating blow to the new faith, and the end of days for Junius Diamant himself. The Inquisition will make the most of this opportunity to rid the land of this unwelcome patriarch who dared to shake the foundation of the old faith.
But then comes the sudden news of Patriarch Junius, who replied to the Holy Tribunal. It is no less stunning than the accusation.
Oh man. Oh, what would his voice be? What? Russian?
These words are nothing but lies. I will say this to anyone who dares to bring this accusation against me in person, but I want those hypocrites to bear the full weight of their responsibility for this slander against me. My flock, the Diamant Dynasty, and the Holy Order. I agree to stand trial before the Holy Tribunal, but I will face them on my own land and on my terms.
Yeah, I think that was right.
Okay, yeah, it fit his face.
Patriarch Junius has already received strong support from Patriarch Luke and many priests across Arcady. Parishes of the new faith throughout the Empire are now speaking out in support of Junius Diamant. The Church of the Twin Gods is about to rent the twain.
The Inquisition has no choice but to revoke the trial in order to avert the coming schism. Their new official stance is that Patriarch Junius has been wrongfully accused, and the Holy Tribunal will now apply more cautious judgment during any further trials against the followers of the new faith. Following the teachings of Patriarch Photis is no longer seen as heresy by the Inquisition.
Okay, so they saw that if they killed him, then it would be like the commoners would get to the schism point.
Yeah, he would be a
And so
martyr.
they're like, we'll just let it slide this time.
It's like, it was not a mistake. We just, thought he was a heretic.
And then, like, next week he falls off an apple cart. The trial of Junius Diamant has been averted, but the divide within the church is only deepening. The new faith has directly challenged the old faith. Might still happen.
It's like one of those old jokes about when certain critics of politicians just wind up dead or some other way compromised. It's like, I don't know what happened. Clearly this is a suicide. He shot himself in the back of the head twice and then buried himself in the forest.
Yeah.
Common suicide. Sorry. The result is uncertain, depending on who you ask. Some say Junius Diamant all but pled guilty. Others believe that the Patriarch and the alleged rebellion against the Church, as well as the Inquisition, is nothing but a ruse. There are also people who think the entire situation sounds like one of the secret Chancellery's dirty deeds.
One way or another, the Patriarch of Astynia, the co-leader of the new faith, remains at his post. But for how long? And how will the old faith and the new faith
smashed next time.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what?
Oh, it went back to the old faith. Okay.
Yeah, because they didn't kill a guy?
I guess it's because the trial never really happened, so it kind of just goes back to the status quo a little bit. Anyway, so we're back in we're still in schism, but got a little bit.
I mean, we don't really care much about this.
Yeah, it's not really. Yeah. All right. So how did we?
How do we do?
Yeah, I'm just looking through the. Oh, there's still more things that could happen in this chapter, but we got rescue, bond of friendship. Yeah.
Damn. Good job.
We Oh, she barely knows us. Do we have
Yeah,
multiple pages of this yet?
She kind of owes us. Can you scroll or not?
No, I can't. So I think this is the only page. I imagine we'll get more.
Yeah, I'd assume so, being as we're only like halfway through our life.
Yeah.
All
Alright, that's another part. I think this was like the 9th one of these.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
You got a lot of editing.
oh, I
to
do. Yeah. Luckily, these are fairly easy to edit.
Yeah.
Alright, until next time.